Peace, love, wholeness, divine love chosen. Welcome back to the channel. If you've seen this, that means this message is for you. So go ahead and receive it as it resonates. If it don't, just let it fly and keep it pushing, y'all. I'm all trying to sit in my lotus and can't. Gratitude. We're going to see what messages the ancestors have for us today in the here and now. Gratitude. What needs to be illuminated at this time? Perseverance. Peace. Beautiful. Gratitude, ancestors. Gratitude. And pride. Okay. Healthy pride. Right? You love yourself and you see yourself in everybody. Empathy at the bottom of the deck. You are open to seeing all sides of a situation and having that deeper understanding or finding deeper understanding. Before allowing your pride to deter your empathy. Okay, persevering over any adversities, okay, and prioritizing your peace first and foremost. Okay. Gratitude. Two. Everything is in divine alignment. What needs to be illuminated, ancestors? Okay. You will persevere, divine love chosen. Okay. You will persevere in moving on. Okay. There could be Jezebel energies in your energy. Okay. And there could also be somebody who was called to pretty much initiation, moving on with Jezebel energies, okay? Because that's the energy they're in. But we're not going to stay on that energy, because for my high vibrational divine love chosen, we are moving on and persevering over those projections or those people in the energy who want to project their insecurities onto you and want you to hold their insecurities, or living a life of constantly running from themselves, or using other people and other people's energy in order to feel fulfilled in themselves. Perseverance. Okay. It was just Daddy's Day yesterday, so happy Father's Day to all the righteous daddies. You will persevere from toxic masculinity, okay? Honoring your peace, valuing your peace. Somebody could be wanting to message a star seed. Take your time, okay? Take your time. I feel like this could be you, Divine Love Chosen, the star seed that somebody wants to message. Masculine energy wants to message, but masculine is take your time. Okay, you could be needing to heal that pride and alchemize that pride. Overall emotional energy for my Divine Love Chosen at this time. We got skepticism and tenderness, right? Skepticism drives you to think deeply, helping you to make wiser decisions. Okay? When tenderness appears in your life, it reminds you to treat yourself and others with love and patience. Okay? All of the, and that's the thing with skepticism, sometimes it could lead you to exude from these very fearful projections or fearful frequencies, right? Instead of embracing the tenderness, right? Destroying the spirit of those that are tender because of your fearful energy or just being overly skeptical, right? But spirit is reminding you, you will persevere over those projections. You will persevere over those frequencies of fear. You will persevere over those energies, right? And embrace your tenderness, right? And get back to a space of peace within your tenderness and peace within your softness and your sweetness, right? Because clarify. Nostalgia. Nostalgia allows you to remember past lessons without letting it become a limitation in the present. Period. Right? You could be in this energy of releasing negative energy, right? Releasing fearful projections, releasing fearful frequencies, releasing negative energy, and learning lessons that you're called to learn, right? If you're in the process of going through the motions, you cannot um and learning the lessons, right? And you're in the process of like feeling or being traumatized or feeling hurt or feeling um the weight of those fearful frequencies being projected onto you. If you're in that process and still learning lessons and still hurt, you know, you are also, spirit wants to remind you that it is not it, how do I say, spirit, in order to alchemize that energy and get back to peace and get back to an understanding and get back to actual forgiveness, you cannot still be tolerating the deception and tolerating the betrayal and tolerating um, those frequencies, right? Putting yourself in that energy. Or for an example, you can't heal those wounds on a deeper level with karmic family when they are still in the energy of hurting you and you're still in the energy of allowing them to by um overly, how do I say it, spirit, by continuing to allow them to, essentially, right? Allowing them to disrupt your energy, or allowing them to disrupt your frequencies with their projections, with their hateful projections, or their fearful projections, or their projections, uh, or emotional resistance, manipulation, or just being in this hating ass energy, right? It's hard to heal at the same time that you're allowing yourself to continuously be deceived or manipulated by these karmic people, right? So those who love you for real will respect your boundaries. Those who love you for real will um respect that you need space, respect that um you need to take the time to be with yourself, and get back centered and get back grounded, instead of allowing them to emotionally manipulate you, or even extreme senses where, extreme karmic families are constantly arguing, fussing, fighting, constantly screaming, and you, you're not going to be able to fully heal those wounds. It's going to uh, fester within you as long as you are backtracking, right? By, how do I say it? By not honoring your space or your peace, right? You're going to let resentment or bitterness build up within you because you're not honoring your own personal needs and your own personal boundaries, learning the lessons that you need to learn, and processing your own emotional frequency so that you can get to a place of understanding again, and so that you can get to a place of trusting yourself again and trusting other people again. It's impossible. Divine separation is necessary. Is very much so necessary, and the ego will cling on to that resistance. If somebody is unable to nourish your energy, or appreciate your energy, or appreciate your voice, or appreciate your wisdom, or appreciate what you bring, that's because they're unable to appreciate themselves, first and foremost, and they have a void there that they're avoiding. And also, an indication for you, divine love chosen, that you need to find value, and more appreciation in for yourself as well. Period. Okay. People feel entitled because you're overly empathetic, right? Or you have a deeper understanding on all levels. No. Okay, so now honor my requests, honor my boundaries. If it's real love, honor my boundaries, honor my requests and my requirements of reciprocation. Other than that, it don't we don't got really much to talk about unless we business focus. Period. Business focus on the surface. What's being built on the surface. Which ain't nothing wrong with that. But for those of y'all divine love chosen who are highly sensitive in your personal relationships, you yearn for those genuine relationships, deeper intimacy in relationships. the freedom of what deeper intimacy feels like, and not just the freedom of, just being with yourself, right? But in order to receive the deeper intimacy in personal relationships, you have to be willing to sacrifice and honor your boundaries. Put your boundaries first. Put your inspiration and your joy first. Getting back to a space of healthy pride. Honoring your boundaries. So that you can be joyful. So that you can be in an inspired energy. Instead of being drained, right? Instead of your joy disturbing the spirits of, those who are stuck in egomania, right? What brings you joy? What brings you freedom of expression and what inspires you, right? You don't need those frequency projections of doubt, those frequency projections of competition, those frequency projections of just the whole egomania games that people love to play. Okay? Your inspiration and your creation is your elation, is your joy. It's for you. And you're in a space of really prioritizing, honoring that and getting to that space, instead of allowing the people that you love, or people that you may love, and their frequencies and their projections to deter you from your joy, your peace, your perseverance, your happiness. Not allowing the egomania to distort your reality because their reality is distorted. Or not allowing their frequencies to try to distort your experience. Those that genuinely love you and trust themselves and genuinely love you will trust your guidance, your insight, your vision, your understanding, your heart space, without having to without you having to be on defense, or feeling like you have to be on defense around them. Okay? Beautiful. 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 Let's pull a few of these cards. Just 3 ancestors. Right. It's like I was saying, those frequencies of those fearful frequencies of skepticism, like being overly skeptical. Like, yeah, it's good to go within and reflect, but being overly skeptical. We got 3 popping out here: obsession, night sky, mentally and emotionally unstable. Being overly skeptical, or still being in this fearful energy, avoiding doing the work for yourself, with yourself. Can't nobody do the work for you. Period. You can learn from others. You can be inspired by others, and you can allow other people to trigger within you, ego depths and deeper understanding, and trigger within you a reflective cycle, embracing the death cycle, embracing so that you can honor your tenderness, right? But um, overly submitting to that fearful energy can also destroy your tenderness, right? Embracing your tenderness, embracing your vulnerability, embracing the death life cycles that are required in order to have and find deeper understanding and wisdom. Being blessed by the divine Most High instead of being in this egomaniac obsession energy, mentally and emotionally unstable. But also, that's a part of the process too. That's a part of the ego death too. Instead of fronting all the time, being in this nice guy energy, nice girl energy, instead of fronting all the time, wearing up that mask, having that mask. And then behind the scenes, when you get by yourself, being in this obsessive, egomaniac energy, mentally and emotionally unstable, and then getting around other people fronting like you just in this nice guy, nice girl energy all the time. That's false. And anybody with sense is going to be able to feel that, and feel the frequency shifts, and feel the energy shifts, and be done, because they don't want to take on your egomania, your mentally and emotionally unstable energy that you're avoiding and refusing to be accountable for or show forth, right? Gratitude. And that goes also for the empaths too. Like, your energy can be sweet, but that don't mean that you got to bypass or how do I say it? Empaths. Your energy can be sweet behind the scenes, or understanding behind the scenes, right? Right, at a level of peace and love and deeper understanding. Your energy can be sweet, but that doesn't mean you have to show up in this nice girl, nice guy type of energy all the time. But also, you got to be mindful. That's why you got to set your boundaries, or you're being guided to setting your boundaries too, because if you go ahead and take that on too much with the people that you love, you are then your energy will then be transferred, where you're put in a position of being overly mean, or being overly aggressive, or being overly violent like you used to, when you don't put in so much work to heal and alchemize that violence, and heal and alchemize that anger and aggression, and find peace in your life. Find deeper understanding, and exude and move from a deeper understanding and a level of love that you do. That's why your boundaries are so important, regardless how it looks to other people, regardless if it's selfish, regardless if it disturbs people's egos, right, and puts them in this, makes them really face themselves. And I'm seeing I'm picking up an energy of I probably don't even have to do tarot cards today, but I'm picking up a energy of somebody in the energy who is obsessed with appearing a certain kind of way, or being logical about it, but what really needs to happen is they need to be able to face the consequences of the energy that they are yielding. They need the safety net ripped from up under them sometimes. For example, using myself as an example, when I was online, more so last year, when I was more online consistently last year, I needed the safety net of my ego to be ripped up under me, right? And I needed to fall back from being too consistent in showing up, so that I can learn the lessons that my ego so that I could learn the lessons that I needed to learn, and not allowing my ego to control or contort how I perceive things, how I feel about things, the energy I exude, right? Releasing all of that karmic family trauma, right? And also learning lessons of, basically learning lessons from the ego in real life, right? Aligning with people in real life, aligning with deceptive people in real life, aligning with, really having to eat my words, essentially, by experiencing real life, and certain things that my anger or my ego would have me saying, right? Just being on a line, and being too consistent, and just, uh, talking too much but not listening, essentially, until being met with what I was manifesting in my life through my ego and through my anger, and being triggered as much as I was last year. Like, yeah, we had good times too, good moments, and great energy, but also learning the lessons from my resentment, or my anger, or my hurt and pain from what I've experienced in my karmic family, essentially. Having to look deeper at myself through experiencing the fuckery that I thought I would never really have to experience, because of it being so long that I have been healing and going within and healing, right? The amount of time that I have been single, or healing from friendship heartbreak, or healing from relationship heartbreak, and family heartbreak as well. When it comes to, blood family, that, those those of us divine love chosen, who are guided away from, blood family, and those of us who came from really toxic, karmic, manipulative, wicked families, there's not much, pain and suffering that you have to experience in your future, as from what you survived through in your childhood. But when it comes to relationships and friendships, it's all a part of the process as well. And learning, right? Learning from your ego, basically. Learning not to allow your ego to control your life, and to heal and find your healthy ego. right? Because the people from the past, you know, they could be stuck in an energy of evil eyeing you, or stuck in an obsessed energy, stuck in a egomaniac energy, wanting to trigger you into maintaining holding on to resentment, and maintaining holding on to bitterness, and being in that energy instead of releasing and finding love again, right? And finding love and understanding for yourself first and foremost, but also for these situations and traumas that they are trying to project onto you. Gratitude. Whoa. Okay. We could have a karmic masculine, okay, enamored by you. Ice King energy. Somebody who's cold, somebody who's not really emotionally prioritized, okay, enamored by you. It don't move you, okay, moving along. Period. And they could be from your past with nostalgia energy, okay. Like I was saying, this just confirms all of what I was saying about the karmic past and stuff like that, and the deception and denial that they want you to exude or live in, because that's what they exude or live in. We don't got time for that. When you really love, love is rooted in truth. Love is rooted in understanding. If you're rooted in deception and lies and denial, you're rooted in ego, you're rooted in fear, you're rooted in hatred. And a lot of us, our karmic families, because, you know, you could have empathy for what they done been through too, but because of that as well, that's where they're rooted. And you don't need to, you can uproot, right? You're guided, you're called to uproot, right? Those of us who are divinely chosen, again, this karmic masculine, this karmic masculine energy keeps wanting to pop out, keep wanting you to be moved by their admiration or enamor of you, and it's not happening, right? You are in this energy of alchemizing that, learning from karmic masculine energy, and learning from toxic masculine energy that's overall in the energy, because of patriarchy, because of, you know, the deep-rooted wounds and frequencies in the patriarchy and the energy of the system that we all live under. But at the same time, learning your lessons about the karmic masculines that you are attracting and why, and loving yourself at a deeper level, so that way they're not allowed to suppress your feminine energy, suppress you through toxic masculinity, or so that also you can learn how to alchemize your own masculinity into a healthy ego. Okay. Because you see right through the veil. I was about to say that. It better not pop out again. Okay. All three of them cards popped out twice. Okay. We're moving along. Hello. Because you see right through the veil. You see right through the illusions. You see right through the deception. And those that really love you will value your reality, will value your experience, and will not try to distort it, because they value their own experience, and they value their own truth, and they value their own reality. because they also see through the veil. Okay? And there could be people in the community emotionally and mentally unstable because of their pride, right? Because of their ego. Look, I don't know. How many times am I going to drop these cards? Dang. I am too big for all of this right now. And this is why also you have your boundaries within the community as well, because of their projections, right? To interfere in your joy and your genuine joy and your genuine happiness and inspiration, right? Their determination to isolate you, or their determination to, not just, how do I say it? To avoid the fact that they are inspired by you, or that they resonate with you, it should be reciprocating or showing love in return, right? They could be feeling emotionally and mentally unstable, and this is why you also have your boundaries within the community as well, and that's okay. All right. All right. We don't need to do no tarot messages. I got y'all on the tarot messages in another video. I hope it helps. I hope it resonates. If it do, be sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you need to find me anywhere, everything is in my description. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Peace.